Hello, 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 everybody. This is Christelle Martinette, and I'm here with a channeling session, a conversation that we're going to have with this soul, Dr. John. Now, this came up in a very odd way, and let me usher this in. First, I have to. He's earthbound, and he came to me in a dream. I've never heard about him. At one time, I did read with voodoo cards. And why I'm saying that is that Dr. John died when he was 77. Okay. And whenever musicians gathered, he was sort of celebrated after his death as a songwriter, a singer, an arranger, and a pianist. And he became very closely identified with that rich sound, the musical roots of the city that he was born in New Orleans, in the south of the United States, and as well as other different forms, blues, jazz, funk, boogie-woogie, rock and roll, some forms of rock and roll. And he was really, really entrenched in its mysterious voodoo culture and folklore. Dr. John. He started to develop a cult following. This was a musician who had followers who were devoted. When he first released his album called Gris-Gris in 1968, now it was a sort of brew of voodoo funk and strange incantations. And he came in my dreams, not him, because I don't know him. I didn't know him. I had a dream of this person who was very eccentric, who had the form of just like in the thumbnail of this reading, with a hat, a cane, a very elegant, eccentric, odd colors, purple, grays, a vest at times, very, very odd. And the voice kept saying out, John, 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 John. Now, I spoke to colleagues of mine who do the same type of work that I do. And one of them said, who lives in the south of the United States, said to me, "Well, what did this person sound like? What did they sound like?" And I said, "Well, it's just the sound of the name." And then they said, "Well, what did they look like?" And then I told them, I said, they had this vest, very sort of gentlemanly like, And she blurted out, "It's Dr. John." She sent me a couple of pictures via email, and I said, "That's it, that's him." She said, "Well, he died and he had this," and she just went on and on. And then I tuned in and I realized that he was earthbound, and this is the reason why he came to me. So bear with me, and I will first let's usher him in. Now, take the third. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was very easy to do. This person had such a burning desire to leave, such a burning desire to leave. And so what I'd like to do now is, to honor the musician, just to think a little bit about what this person used to, why so eccentric, why was there such a representation of where he came from. He was from that voodoo culture. He embraced that voodoo culture. Now, let me take there was another thing that my colleague said to me, that he went on an album tour. Okay. He went on an album tour, and part of the tour would be a Bayou Magic act, and he was decked out in this outlandish type of feathers, a witch doctor robe, and things like that, and head feathers, headdresses. And that is Dr. John. That is Dr. John. Let me take a room. I'm going to take a tour around the room, just like he went on a tour. Let's say Padre Pio, Silvina Vas. She's asking me to do other things. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Depika. Who is this personality and what can I ask him? Well, the personality is, I just introduced him, and why I am, having this session for him is because he needed to cross over. And so that was my role here. And what I would like to ask are things not related to Sushant, not related to someone else, but related to a culture that he can respond with, or general questions, not personal questions. Let's see. Nirvana. Nirvana says, do you recognize yourself, I guess, do you recognize itself when a spirit comes out of the body, and how large is it? Are you asking me, Nirvana? I don't understand this question. Maybe you can write again. Let's see. Katie Schildmeyer, Apparel Design. Do you know if what the future for the arts will be, specifically with consideration to artificial intelligence and replacing acting and music? This is quite a question. So let me move things around here and get more comfortable. Let's see. Oh, he's shouting. My God. He's starting to, flail with his arms and saying, what? Artificial intelligence in the field of music has no reason for being in Allah. And the notion is, the response is undoubtedly a no. Do I know what the future for the arts will be? No. But I do know what the future for music will be. Music, unlike a general category of the arts, is in a class of its own. And he's very adamant. He's very argumentative here. This is a very hot topic, it seems. Very, very hot topic. Yes, it is a very hot topic. You cannot put music against or compare it to the world of sculpture, painting. It is in a class of itself. Music is what makes the world go round, because music you can hear all around. You hear music in the heavens, you hear music in the universe. If you still your voice and your mind and you meditate, you can hear music. You don't see sculpture or painting if you meditate. Okay, he's calming down. Sounds like a burning issue that was. Let's see. Kiwi Lover, how many previous... Oh, I love it when there's few people in the room, then I remember the people. Kiwi Lover, I haven't read that in a long time. How many previous lives have you had that had most How many of these have you had that most affect the life of being Dr. John? Of all my 73 lives, there were specifically lives where I was a musician. In 7 of them, but these were not the ones that conditioned or affected my life as Dr. John in this past life. What truly affected my last life as Dr. John was all of the actions, decisions made, and occurrences in all the lives, because they impacted with karmic residue. He's talking about karmic debris, he's calling it. Residue. The aftermath of karma coming in and whipping around. It's like a hurricane that karma comes, and after it, that debris, he's calling it, residue. That is what affected my life as Dr. John the most. And I will add that I turned to the religion of voodoo, because it is a religion, to find answers for questions I did not know. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what Sylvie Navas says. Did you meet Jesus and God the Father after death? Did you meet saints and angels? No. First of all, I was earthbound, as you were told. I have just passed. My soul is in celebration. There are angels, yes, and they are here, yes, and they will be greeting me, yes. But I have seen in a flash the souls of my ancestors. I recognized them. I felt them. They rejoiced with me. That is the first instance when you pass. Someone asked about the size of a soul. How can you say what the size of a person is unless you look at their physical body? That is not what you are asking me. The size of a soul is as great as their memory is. People who remember them and their own soul's memory. It is vibration. A soul is vibration. It can barely be seen with the naked eye, but there are people who can see vibration in energy and can make out the aura or the design of a soul. Boy, this person is really, really particular. Very, very, very particular. Okay, let's see. Silvina. Is Jesus returning to Earth at the end of this planet? At the end of this Earth? Is Jesus returning to Earth at the end of this Earth? The spirit of a man on Earth that you consider Jesus will not return on Earth at the end of the earth, after the earth dissipates or explodes. No, no, there is not another coming. That spirit is in the realm of the universe's infinity. It's an infinite realm. That is where all presences you consider gods or lords or saints reside. Okay. Deepika, you're saying it's time to come online. What are you? You're calling me. Are you going to be mean to me? Huh? Okay. I'm not talking about an earlier video, okay? When I conversed with another soul. I won't be addressing that here. Let's see. Yes, Rishab, you can ask questions in this session. I'm answering them. They're not personal. I won't. Well, since we are, let's see how many people. Let's see if we can take. Let's see if he would be willing. Yeah, okay. All right, let's try. Let's try to see how far we go. Like you, the hell am I here in this planet? Sorry, Deepika, maybe you can clean up your act and maybe I'll get another question from you in a decent language, because I don't condone that kind of crappy language. All right. Hello, love from Punjab. Hello to you. Okay. Thank you, Diksha. Let's see. All right, let's get this question from Pooja. Can aliens be spirit guides or guides? No. At one time, aliens were considered angels sent to the earth. But they encountered experiences which removed them from divine connection. They severed their connection to the divine. They are not able to be spirit guides, although they do come to the earth to learn about emotions and learn how to influence people through certain technology. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. Ritu says, do binaural beats really work to heal us? Yes, absolutely. And this is what I meant when I spoke about the power of music. Binaural beats is part of that world, and it is healing. Of course, there are all different kinds of binaural beats for different purposes. But generally, they have a benevolent effect on humans. Okay. All right. AB. AB. I would like to ask you what was his success formula and what would be his advice to us. I was probably less successful than you imagine. I had success in an area of the United States, and my music was a specific kind of music. Many of you here are asking, who is this guy? Who was he? So you don't know about me, but that doesn't mean I was not successful. I was happy through my music. I created through my music. My creativity was what brought me success. If I wanted to be rich, I would have done something else. Had I wanted to be king, I would have been born in another place. But my roots were the roots of the dead. Voodoo is a religion and a religious practice that honors the dead as if they were alive. My message to you is to honor that as well. Honor the dead as if they were still alive. They are. They live through you and through your memories of them. Honor them. The word honor is extremely important to remember. In voodoo, people typically bring gifts to the dead. Food, chicken feet, all articles, living articles, but specifically something that can feed the souls. A gift of some sort, beads, flowers that will keep the soul company where they lie in peace. Well, we are talking about the dead here. Okay. All right. So he's not a guide, Rain. He's not a guide. We just did a ritual to cross him over, and he's not in a guide nor a reborn yet. But we can ask if he's willing to. Yes, 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 yes. He's saying yes, 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 tipping his hat, tipping his hat. There is no end in sight for this type of tragedy. It will come under the guise of different names. It will come with a different form. But this is something you need to live with now and for the rest of your life in different forms. Your habits need to change. You cannot any longer act the way you have always acted, but incorporate, he's saying putting in, he's going like this, incorporate certain practices daily, like brushing your teeth, habits that will cleanse you and your soul. Most importantly, your mind of fear. Remove fear and anger from your soul. Okay, this is intense. Rishabh, in which stage of spiritual awakening I am, and what is my soul contract on this earth? This is a book, okay? This is a book, Rishabh. This is not something I can do when there's a room with other people. This is a study. It's an analysis. Let's see if Dr. John wants to respond in some way. You are asking me, and this means you don't know. And that is your answer. If you ask, the development is not in place at all. You may awake to believe it's time to pay attention to spiritual things. But when the day comes and you no longer need to ask, that is when your spiritual awakening is completed. Guess he told you. Okay, we have this question rams up. Please ask if the reptilian species of aliens really live on Earth, underground, and if they take human form. Just let me put some tea. Yes, they do. Not living underground. They are very changeable. They camouflage. They change the color of their skin. And they do not change shape. They do not, he's saying shape shifting. They do not change shape, but they change demora. They change habitat. They do not take human form in the sense of as we are. They have likeness and similitude, saying simile, there's similitude, there's something similar to human form, but you will hear talk of reptilians more and more in the future. They are not underground. That is the response. That is the response. That's, he's saying, the answer. I've said it. I've said it. I've said it. Okay, let's see. Then we have Satish. Is the third COVID wave deadly for children? And how can we safeguard children? Little children are at risk, yes. Small children under the age of 10, 11, they are more at risk. In the situation as it presents itself, there is very little for you to prevent it from happening. Unfortunately, children are the product of an environment, which means a social environment and an economic environment. They cannot be hidden. They cannot be sent away because they are so small. but they can be cured. And yes, there is hope in this type of strain. He's talking about a strain. This third type. It is not as bad as you think. That's it's saying. Not as bad as you think. Okay, then we have Jaya Prakash. Greetings to you as well. What are his greatest lessons from his involvements in music and songwriting on Earth, right? Yeah, on Earth. Let's see. There are two. The most important is to continue even when, he's saying the chips are down, even when you are down, when you're down and out, when you are depressed. It's very important to continue because that is what will take you out of that state. And the writing process, the songwriting process, taught me who I was and what I could do, and taught me that every day was a new opportunity where another song could be written and I could learn again. My message is about music. I understand you are not all musicians, but please try to bring music into your life in some form. Okay. All right, let's see. Ramsap also asks if there are aliens living on the dark side of the moon. No, this is another fallacy. There are aliens all around the universe. They do not typically reside in clusters, in social clusters, but band together and disperse, come together for a purpose, and then are released from the group. Get your head around that. Get your head around that. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, I have people who are writing all the same kind of questions. All right, Madhu. Madhu asks, why do our spirits, I imagine you're saying our souls, choose to leave the bliss of the spiritual realm to incarnate here in the physical realm? Because in human experiences we suffer pain. Many souls are attached to the earth for different reasons. Because of lessons they learned, because of former loved ones, because of the addiction to emotions. Pain is not the only emotion that exists, but also love and joy. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Rito again. would people in India ever rise against the divisive religious politics being played, and vote for a truly progressive party like the AAP? Not now. Not now. Not in the near future. Something like this, but not the exact same party or movement, will occur in 35 to 40 years' time. 35 to 40 years' time. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. Pooja, please ask, can we also help souls pass over? No, and a resounding no. No, because otherwise I would not have been stuck. There were many people I loved, many people I knew, many people who could have helped me and who were remarkably spiritual in their life. But why did they not become aware that I was still there? Not everyone can sense the presence of an earthbound soul. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, Radha, this is a general question. It is a difficult question, but let's see what we have. A warm hello to you too. How to connect to one's life purpose. You know already. You know already what you like to do, what you are passionate about, and what you dislike with extreme passion. Those are your answers. That is your answer. Look to your gifts. If you are a singer, for example, you use your voice to heal others just by listening to it. Your life's purpose is inside your soul. If someone can read your soul, that is your answer. Saying, look within. He keeps saying, look within, look within. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. There's someone is asking me. Laura, do you see a relationship for me coming in? Yes. And he doesn't want to say when. And that you typically, you won't get the when practically ever. All right, I have here Truth Seeker who asks, is Earth a prison planet? Is it a prison planet? Can we ever escape the karmic cycle? Earth is not a prison planet. You don't escape your decisions. A karmic cycle is something you create. You can change break, alter by changing the decisions you make today, and need cleansing. You need cleansing. Okay. Yeah, Laura, we did say that. Are the angels the fallen? Are the aliens the fallen angels? They are. Um, okay. All right. Now, Manvir, you're saying I'm very confused. Um, Now, a date of birth will not tell me anything. When this happens, I tell everyone, please come in for soul therapy. Please come in for SOS medical intuitive healing. Please come in for any form of white witchcraft. You need to be cleansed. You have to be cleansed. When there's confusion, there's a reason for it. Now, another thing that occurs is when people keep asking, what is my purpose? What lessons am I supposed to have? Go to my site. There are life lessons readings. You can look for that. It's a process. It's a study that takes place when you give me just 2 or 3 bits of information. It's not something that can be done here. Let's see. Bhakya Nirmani asked, did voodoo help him to ascend his spirit? No, ma'am, he's saying. No, ma'am, shouting is shouting now. I was earthbound. Voodoo had nothing to do with that at all. I was stuck. Let's see. Okay, so still finding out. When you say some of us can see and feel energies, is it possible that can happen like right before we go to sleep because we are not fully developed? I feel that happens to me often. Okay, let's see. There are 2 times, before sleep and before waking up. Those are moments when you are more aware of presences, of energy vibrations. Yes. It does not mean you are more or less progressed. You are more apt or lesser apt at knowing this. It's just a moment when it occurs the most. Okay, Nilam asks, is there a division between positively, negatively oriented souls on Earth at the present moment? Yes, there is. Just think of what happens to you every day and the people you meet every day. It is not a division. It resides in every person. The positive and the negative is what keeps people dynamically balanced. He's shouting. He's shouting, angry, he's swearing. And I don't want to say what he's saying, but I'll give you the summary. He's saying, don't you know what it means to be balanced? The good with the bad, gold with poverty, rich and poor. Everything has 2 sides. That means balance, he's yelling. He's yelling. My music was not so good all the time. He's yelling and swearing. It was terrible. He's saying it sucked. It was terrible. It did not bring me pleasure all the time, but it taught me how to make it better. I needed the negative of my life and the failures in order for me to rise above those, learn about them, and what was it that I liked so much about that negative side. There were times I could spend days and days and days locked up in a room, brooding, feeling as if I was in a pool of black water. But I liked it there sometimes. I felt that I was learning something. I've got to stop now because he's angry. He's really, really, not stop, but I mean, with that question. Let's see. Okay, let's see if this can be responded to. Please ask the spirit guide. He's not a spirit guide. Why people keep seeing 747, because I am seeing it everywhere. Is there a special message behind this? No, I don't know about numbers. He's joking. I would have been a rich man now if I knew. This means instability and stability. Instability and stability. This means you have to choose when to ride one wave and when to ride the other wave. It is a message to tell you that there will be ups and downs in your life. I know there are places online that work with numerology. It might be a good thing to go and look at that. Let's see. Okay. Radha, will my parents happily accept my boyfriend as my husband, or will they try to find someone better? No, they will accept. They will accept him. They will accept him. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here tonight and tonight for those of you who are night, this morning, this afternoon, and I will be back. And have a pleasant day and enjoy and keep safe. Stay safe. Namaste. Bye-bye.